Hi, welcome to Peak Elevations. This is Luana. Today, I want to talk to you about the leaders that you have in your organization. A lot of times, leaders are the least attended to employees that you have. I think that sometimes we have this perception that they already know all of the skills necessary to lead. They know about your organization, they know about your protocols. So we really don't need to do anything with them. They are set. But leaders suffer from burnout too. Leaders get tired, right? And that goes up and it goes down. It can come from their management and it can come from their employees. I will never ever say in any of these that leadership is easy. Leadership is it's an art. It is an intentional effort. You have to be mindful. And a lot of emotional energy goes into good leaders, particularly ones that have a high emotional intelligence. And so you have to check in with your leaders as well because they're affecting your workforce as well. We've had some other conversations about making sure you're getting the right trainers because the impression that they leave on your trainees or the right mentors or the right hires. Your leaders are human. They're fallible. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to need some reinforcement and encouragement and motivation as well. So, one of the things, again, that we do, we forget about our leaders. So my message to you today is to make sure that you are investing the same amount into your leadership as you are into your employees, because it's going to impact everybody down that leadership path. It's going to be affected by a leadership who's no longer engaged or who's burned out. And that's going to happen at some point in time or another. Leaders are they need to have a partnership with you. I think most people that succeed in these types of organizations do so because they feel akin to the mission, right? They feel committed to the intention of the organization. They feel inspired by or motivated by what your company or your organization is trying to accomplish. And so by making sure that you're checking in with your leaders, you make sure that those stay forefront. You make sure that you are giving them a sounding board for frustrations or problem employees, because sometimes employees are problematic and sometimes other leaders are problematic and sometimes management is problematic. So if you have a good leader in your ranks, please make sure that you are carving out the time it takes to keep them engaged, keep them trained, right? Leadership skills, they remain similar, but it goes back to that motivation. Sometimes we know what to do as a leader, but in the day-to-day humdrum of what we're trying to accomplish organizationally, maybe we lose sight sometimes of the best way to have those coaching conversations. Maybe we lose sight of the best way to recruit and engage employees, particularly if we're feeling a little beat down ourselves, if our fuel resources are just really getting low and we don't have anybody helping us top those off. So investing in the training opportunities for your leaders is equally important, because a lot of times it's not just the content, it's the motivation that comes back, because we all need our batteries charged. Some of us, like me, I can get my battery charged from a really good conference. I can come back and be really excited about what I can bring back to my organization. Sometimes I can read or listen to a really good book that's just empowering and inspiring, and it reminds me of all the things I know, but just again, the day-to-day has kind of mired me down a little bit, and so it helps me slough some of that off. As the owner or the management of your organization, you want to make sure that you're in a partnership with your leaders and that you're checking in with them. Pay attention to them as well. You'll see. You'll be able to tell if they're a little bit worn down and they need a little bit of uplifting, if they need a little bit of encouragement, or just for you to be a sounding board for some of their frustrations. But they are the ones that typically are going to be accountable for the temperature in your organization. So you want to make sure that you're spending equal amount of time on your leadership and making sure that everybody's still on the same page. Are you still going in the same direction? Sometimes directions change. Having your leadership involved in your strategic planning, particularly if they're the ones that are going to be part of the committees, or if they're the ones that are going to be instituting those changes, if they know all the different layers in your organization, and you incorporate them in your strategic planning, you're going to get the benefit of their experience with different, employees, with different issues, with culture, with training, and you'll be able to bring those into your strategic planning as well. But again, you have to incorporate and include your leadership in those conversations, and that leadership can range from your senior leadership to just, maybe small business department supervisory types of positions. You put them in those roles for a reason. Make sure that they are given the tools to be successful, and make sure that they are given the latitude to be human and to have the same kind of elevation in, those moments that they're feeling a little bit down or discouraged or disengaged by their leadership and their partners and their mentors, as we are going to do for all of our other employees. If you are a leader, I would love to hear some of the ideas that you have about ways to keep you engaged, and why being a leader is so important to you, and the things that you think that you bring to your organization, whether it's your leadership style, whether it's how you engage with your employees. But I think these are all perspectives that are really helpful for employees and employers to know, because it helps them see the makeup of their organization, the makeup of their human resources, and to have a better idea of what drives you. So I look forward to hearing your comments, and I hope to talk to you soon.